Oh, it is raw?
Right.
Oh, well, this is the suit then. And
There you go
over here.
around, right.
You're right.
You can go in front of the camera.
I'll unbutton it a little bit. See?
Denk an die Schwenkshast.
It's the X-Girl shirt.
Can you turn around with it so you can see it from all sides? So. Yeah. Normally we need some music.
Oh yes, definitely need some music.
Relax.
It's a very warm suit.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Sleeves.
You can do some more with your.
Want me to break dance? You want me to get down?
Wait, I'll play the action suit. I
really have to break dance.
Oh, the break dance?
Come on.
Just for a second.
Some freezes?
No freezes. Oh, come on.
Put shorts on top.
Put shorts on. Goes well with your Adidas. See? Yeah.
That's fine.
If I had my skateboard in here, I'd do that. But
Okay, that's it.
okay, excellent.
Es gibt zwar wieder Ausfälle, aber ich denke mal, in so einem engen Rahmen zum Beispiel hast du gar keine Probleme.
You gotta check out the G-Sig, brother. Oh my God. You know. I mean, you want extra large, you know. This is what we do here at XLARGE. We go the extra distance, you know, because you can't get dressed without being undressed. You know what I'm saying? And so, folks, when I think, you know, of being extra large, I, you know, make it a lifestyle, not just a clothing choice. And, you know, I don't mind, you know.
Difficulty is that I have to give you instruction. Are you ready?
Whenever you guys, what do you want?
Well, man, it seemed like you'd be back.
As long as it sells clothes. Brings in money.
You have your G-string on too as well?
No, I'm wearing a chastity belt actually.
Did you see? No, that's...
What can you
I've
say?
got the key.
Oh,
Sorry.
Hey, that's tonight, my friend. That's tonight.
Get your right.
What do we got now?
I think you got plenty of me, huh?
You
got more than you than meets the eye.
I'm sure you're on screen time.
Okay, you want another guy to dress up? Oh, the woman's gonna dress up.
Yeah.
Hey, I got something for you, Angie, actually. See if these work.
Ah yeah, okay.
What size is it? You think?
Maybe.
Are they, what size are they?
I don't know.
These are cute.
Yeah. But they're newer looking enough. See now, with all this red light stuff though, everything is pre-planned. You know what I mean?
What?
They have an audio-visual record of us trying to make things look better
Oh,
than they
it's
already
not so
do.
natural.
That's because you're in Los Angeles, Hollywood, baby.
Yeah.
Screen star.
They're not here.
They're not here. But there's one.
Oh, more stuff.
Oh, Angie. Oh. How about for me?
What?
How about one for me?
God.
Hey, if those fit, you can keep them too.
All right.
Between you and me.
Benefits.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Great.
All right, they fit.
Yeah.
New shoes. New shoes for the ex-girl. All right.
Angie, where'd those come from?
They're mine now.
Oh, really? Oh, were they back there?
Yep.
I never saw
Aren't they
those.
cute? All right.
All right, now show us. Right. Okay, turn around.
Those are the bombs.
They
Okay.
fit, Angie?
They're perfect.
Oh, right
Yeah,
on.
a break dancer like the other guy.
Not even close.
You owe me a little favor, if you know what I mean.
Uh-oh.
Handbook page number.
How about fraternizing?
Says.
Yeah.
Great.
Can you come a little bit nearer to the camera?
She's hot, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, T.
Yeah? Can you walk just around a little bit?
Sure.
Right quick if you want to. Yeah, some more? Yeah. Get over
And again, maybe?
Oh, okay. I can skip.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Ta-da.
And again? Like this, yeah.
Okay, now show us how Dave's pants fell off.
Okay. That's enough?
Yep.
Okay, that's it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Perfect.
Yeah. I think that's it for.
Those are the Magnum PI. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like,
You wouldn't call them the Magnum PIs. This is a made-up.
there's only one place you could have gotten this. And they see on my badge. I said sports retailing show, not knowing that the reason he gave me these shoes is because eventually he got me to blind me and hate me.
I know, that's what you said.
You said to me today, I sit there and I almost went to Las Vegas to drink. Yeah, see, they're talking about you.
Oh, thanks, Dave.
You know what? I have never been mean to Angie in my life. You know why? Because she does not deserve my wrath. Do you understand this? You know, sit there, it's typical Larry. You have to resort to physical violence. You know? It's like, Larry, you know, I know you hate your life, but you don't have to take it out on me. Because just because I'm an easy punching bag doesn't mean you have to take all your tortured soul energy and thrust it upon me.
He's got my number, man.
Just because your music career has forced you to work in retail because you can't cut as an artist.
Hey, I'm the only one allowed to raise her voice in this building. Do you understand
Well,
that?
yeah, you may be the only one
Dave!
that has her voice, but I am like him. So
Rayla, Dave.
oh, God, no, you're breathing inbreeding, you're human inbreeding. I'll be sitting with my own powerhouse watching real musicians this evening, where you're sitting at home, probably watching a stupid episode of XLARGE, trying to just exist in your miserable excuse for a life. Screw it! I don't want to have to be in the same building.
I know, what is up with that?
Brothers.
Alright. What is Juan's funny too because he's like thinking that like, you know, the Dave Lehrman. What's knocking me down? He's like, what's up? Are you okay?
Then you know what? Try the one with the waistbanding. Work can? No, the world's best chino. Ones that were baked, those won't shrink.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to ride.
Many of the styles have been, just so simple, like basic T-shirts and things that are just ultimately so simple. But now I think that we're putting a lot more effort into, doing details and a lot more inside construction. And so I think as the line progress. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the button on the left. 60s cut. Yeah. There's still going to be a few changes on it, but it's definitely coming together. And we're working, a lot farther ahead now. We're just finishing up fall and heading into spring and
Spring 97.
Spring 97, yeah, and a lot of people are even farther ahead than that, doing, fall 97. So we're not as far ahead as, we'd like to be, but I think as time goes on, we'll catch up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
We-
usually they work much more in advance, right?
Exactly.
Because- yeah.
And also, we have so many of our own stores, so we're also sort of able to create our own delivery schedules, and we have a pretty close relationship with the Japanese, so we work out our schedules and what's convenient for us and what's convenient for them, and
Yeah.
so.
Okay, maybe you just start doing something and then after a while we'll ask you something.
Guck mal, wie er da sitzt, wenn er mit Turnschuhen ausgesehen und seinen Füßen dann zumindest nichts natürlich da. Komm mal noch von der Kleidung wieder hinten hängt vielleicht. Irgendwo auf der anderen Seite.
Da muss ich ihm aber sagen, dass er sich nicht umdreht. Und jetzt, okay.
Bleib nehmen, was am besten ist.
Okay, and maybe you could tell me what exactly happens at this table, the work you do.
Well, this is basically sort of everything starts here, in a sense. A lot of the hands-on things happen here. I do all of the patterns for both of the lines, and I also do a lot of the draping, which is sort of something we do in the preliminary stages. We'll drape a garment on the dress form, and then bring it to this table, and I'll make a hard paper pattern from that, and then generally I'll cut a sample from that, and sometimes the sample's in actual fabric, other times it's in you know, a more inexpensive sort of fabric. And then we'll sew up a sample from there and do corrections on that sample, mark the sample and correct it for fit. And then from there I'll go back to my pattern and I'll do my corrections on that particular pattern and cut it again, refit it again. And generally there's other things we have to refit even after that, go back to the pattern, and then third or fourth time we'll generally sew the garment up in actual fabric, and then we'll even do a fitting in the actual fabric and make some adjustments. And then from there generally we, you know, have the whole line in place, and from there we go and do the finishing details. We put on, you know, finishing logos and tags and things like that, and then you know, the line is presented, and we take orders from there. So a lot of sort of hands-on work goes on here.
Is that winter 96?
Yeah, this is yeah, one of our fall '96 pieces.
Maybe you can show it
Okay.
a bit to the
Yeah,
camera.
absolutely. This is,
Find new stuff.
yeah, this is a just a wool coat and just an outerwear piece, almost an overcoat, all wool. We've got patch pockets on it. It's fully lined, and we've got a quilted lining on the inside, and we have a corduroy collar on this particular one, and it's one of our fall pieces, and we're kind of venturing in and doing some different wool pieces, like some wool gabardines and heavier wools, and some wool melton, which this is, and skirts and things like that. So starting to use some better fabrics. So
It's a prototype, I think, right?
it's yeah, it's this one. This is just a prototype. This is going to be one of the pieces that we're going to take and present to one of our distributors and take orders from there. So I'm sort of just doing some of the finishing details on it, putting an outside, you know, patch on it, or we'll decide whether we want to actually do that. Maybe we'll have an embroidery on it.
So black is a very unusual color for your clothes normally, right?
Well, normally we do a lot of different colors, but sometimes it's really difficult to actually be able to make our samples in the actual colors, because it's sort of a long ongoing process, because we generally, if we want to make the samples in the actual colors we're going to, you know, the final line is going to be in, we have to dye a whole roll of it, and that's a really expensive process. So a lot of times we'll try and pick 2 or 3 colors to do the complete prototype line in, and then show color swatches, fabric boards, do our presentation that way, and then do our colors when we do our runs of production.
Right.
That's what we're going to the details.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
With the Sinatra's wearing, that was just one we took, you know, sort of inspiration for. Sinatra is always somebody that comes up, Sammy Davis Jr., people like that. They've always worn such great clothes when they perform, so, you know, we flip through books and take bits and pieces of inspiration here and there.
Excuse me, can you repeat that, what you said in the beginning?
Yeah.
Influenced by Sinatra?
Yeah, we just, you know, a lot of times we take influence from, you know, people like Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., I mean, just to name a couple. But just in general, we take a lot of inspiration for people in the movie and music industry, and a lot of people from past and present, and also a lot of a lot of the things that we design now are geared toward people in the music industry, and you know, a lot of people in the industry come through the warehouse and take clothes and wear them on stage and elsewhere. So yeah, we sort of gear our line towards that a little bit.
Yeah. I forgot we have to ask the same
Oh,
thing
okay, that's
on
okay.
the other location. Sorry.
Hopefully I can.
Sounds
Hopefully I can
interesting, so I
spill
thought we
more.
had
You
to
know.
do it
Okay.
Now, but
Yeah.
you know, it was
Okay.
my mistake. So. Aber wir
It's okay.
sollen trotzdem Frank Sinatra abfilmen.
Yeah, that was just a jacket which was in a book that we have. We pulled the photograph out and did a real similar piece from that. It was just a simple sort of outerwear rain shell with 2 stripes in the front. Sort of a 60s inspired piece. So.
Great.
You guys want to walk through the showroom?
Maybe it can be like this. Something like this. We'll just now we'll just keep going, but then we'll just put the thing. Put the thing just behind the letters like that. You know, have this be outlined, have this.
I was thinking that, but I didn't know if they could do.
Yeah.
I guess they can.
So just have them fill that in like that. And then just continue it. So make these white with a black outline.
Okay. Try it.
Yeah, and then just keep the letters like no extra spacing between the stuff. Except maybe put a dash in the X and do spacing like that.
A dash inside the
Yeah,
shield?
dash right centered in the shield. Something like that. Alright, when do we start? Okay, We're working on a collection of watches for the fall '96. That's what I'm working on here. So these are some of the pieces that are going to be available. This one is American. They're going to be like similar to Swatch watches, plastic, all plastic watches. So this is going to be one in the collection right here, which is based on the American flag. And then there's some more that we're working on right here. This is the rest of the collection. Here, it's this set of 4 here, kind of based on modern designs. This one here is like a jazz logo, and it's got drumstick hands that turns. This one is just like a op art modern design on that one. And here's just our logo watch, and the last one, a little unfinished right now, is some kind of cocktail lounge motif. So that's what you got to look forward to in the fall this year.
When is it released for?
Fall, yeah, fall 1996. So
It's the very first time you creating watches.
we've done some prototypes, but this is the first time we have a complete collection. There are going to be five in the collection. So we tested it once last year. We got a company that's producing them in Asia until we got the quality where we want it, and now we got the designs. So that should be it.
Is it possible to see some other things you are creating on this computer?
Yeah, possibly. I think so. Let me see what else I have that's current. Yeah, I tell you, there's not much stuff that I have on this computer because I've been working on another machine lately. It's maybe some of... I'll show you this. Okay. But here's this was the latest design we did. This is for summer. This one's in production right now. That one.
It's more a party flavor.
Huh?
I see this.
Eli, Wheezy on line 1.
Ooh. That's too bad. Yeah, I don't have this poster, but maybe you can just shoot a picture of the poster.
Will you show it again?
Huh? Yeah, this is a poster design for the summer 1996. Just shows some of the graphics that we used for the T-shirts, and gives the feeling of what we're going for aesthetically.
This is also inspired by easy listening, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, and also like just modern design techniques.
Do you always connect your designs with the music you listen to, or does it change?
Yeah, the music we listen to changes and usually affects the designs that we do. You know, when the company first started, the clothes were more, we were listening to more rap, and the clothes were more like oversized rap stuff. And as our musical taste changed, or as our style changed, we found new music. They go hand in hand.
How did it change? What other styles?
Eli, line 1, Wheezy.
Well, it's just a one long transition, really. We don't necessarily notice what phases we go through. We just keep designing. I just keep designing, and it may show in the designs, but I'm not really conscious of trying to make it reflect our interest in easy listening. It does naturally.
But looking back, what other musical influences or influences of other decades have you used or are important for you in your work?
Oh, Well, it was rap. Definitely, it was rap, and then it was. I think we all got into some heavy rock for a while, and the designs weren't very good that came out of that phase. They really weren't. And then from there, we got into more like jazz and easy listening. The easy listening, I say easy listening, but I mean more like easy listening jazz and pop jazz as opposed to real easy listening.
So do you also work with these records? With the I see all these records.
Yeah, we get a lot of inspiration from for the last couple months from old records, and I actually design records as well, design record albums. So sometimes I use them just for the records. Other times we take the designs and use them for T-shirts and other graphics.
So you pick the logos from the records and use them, or you just get inspired? How do
Well, a little bit of both. Sometimes we'll steal completely a good logo and reuse it. Other times we just get ideas, concepts for either colors or for combination of shapes, and then we'll just make a new logo that's similar or has similar ideas.
Right, good. Muss eine Knie geben.
But if you want, you can get a picture of that record right there. That one up on the wall is a record that we designed that has some of these ideas in it. It's this one right here for the Beastie Boys.
All right, that's a new record, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the front and back.
Can you say maybe a little bit about it, like how you worked it out, how the development of this record was, of the cover? Do you do it alone, or do you together with the Beastie Boys, and you just?
Yeah, I mean, I did the design and showed it to them, and they made changes. But it was, I don't know, just I took the photo, tried to make it look appropriate, for what it was. This is an instrumental record that they did, no vocals. It's not in their usual style, so I think they wanted something that would show that it wasn't, their typical record. There's no pictures of them on the front, and like that. All right.
And you're a real
That's
outer
it.
space fan too, I
Huh?
think, huh?
No, yeah, it's a joke, kind of. We're into outer space, but I don't think there's many real believers here. They don't believe in UFOs, no. As a whole, I don't think we do. But we're fascinated by UFOs. I wish they were real. I would be the first one to believe them if they were real, but they probably aren't, so.
Same to me.
Huh? Yeah.
All right.
Aber entwirft jetzt auch die Klamotten, ja?
Nee, das macht er.
Also macht hier die Logos.
Genau, es war diese Uhrengeschichte und so weiter. Gut, Horst?
Yeah. How'd it going here? Good?
Good. Everyone else would be more talkative than me.
You guys not. He gets nervous and he gets very
images
scared.
to show that, so we can go through
Okay.
it very close. We need another minute to prepare this.
Okay.
Am besten eine
Yeah,
Runde
that's a good
Stativ
idea.
kurz, das mache ich.
You could do is just make a box and move it there, like center it to
Das
similar
eine
thing.
Stativ reicht.
But it might get in the way of that shape. That's kind of good the way it is.
I'm gonna do some both stuff. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
take out the wrist ankle on that one
I think
part.
this was good. So you can save it before anything happens. Right?
Ja, das brauchen wir genau nicht. Das lange
Take out
Stativ
wrist
ist gut.
ankle and move the fourth quadrant down.
Yeah, but
Hair.
This one was
Fringe on the backside.
was exactly that.
Do a save as and call it like Duncan's.
Yeah.
I already got one of that.
Duncan's terrible art.
It's already called that. Right. Yeah. When you leave, the girl you talk about getting your clothes, you can ask her about those things.
Jetzt machen wir ein paar Close-Ups von diesem Computer, wo man dann nochmal ein bisschen gucken kann.
Right. But with these are like records that we don't care so much about. That's for the sitting getting that one, not at somebody's house.
Where do you get them? What did you say?
Oh, just use record stores. I think this is Eric here, and my brother Eric and I were all the big record collectors.
Yeah.
Vinyl.
Okay, we need to go for a tripod and then we can prepare it here. Needs another minute, so.
Computer.
I would have one other question maybe.
Okay.
No?
Yeah.
Wer fertig ist.
Yeah, there pretty much has to be for, so people can identify with us. Even though the designs may identify some pieces, I think most people are buying it to be identified with the brand name, and they want to, you know, they're paying for the shirt and they're also paying for the logo. There was a time when we were trying to remove the logos from all of our clothes, and we noticed a drop in sales. So you got to have the logos. It would be better without it. I mean, I would like the shirt more, maybe, or equally without the logo, but you know, the trick is to design a logo that doesn't detract. You'll put the name on it, but have the garment still have the integrity that it had before. So very important. You can't live without the logo. Okay.
Okay.
Ready. Okay.
Did you film this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just a close up from the monitor now.
You have
Yeah.
to take care that you are not in the picture. Like, I mean, maybe
Okay.
it's a bit difficult.
Well, now if I'm here.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
okay.
it's perfect.
So, and then we have the last one that I was talking about was the American flag design, I think, which is here, which is going to be again one. Whoa.
Ist okay mit seinen Armband zu kosten. Das ist okay.
Again, yeah, this is the one.
Can you do it from a little bit more? So your arm is right in the middle of
Perfect.
it.
What?
If
Well, that's
you go to the, how is it called?
keyboard.
The keyboard, right? So you can do it from this position.
Oh, move the camera up there.
No, you. If you operate on the keyboard, you can do it from there. So
Oh.
otherwise, we see your hand in the picture.
Okay. Well, why don't you just get shots of me not of? I don't understand. You want me to?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this. Well. So this again. This is more of the watches, which is. That's kind of all I can show you because I've finished doing all the clothes. But the production people will show you all the clothes. So that's kind of it.
Can we see the 4 watches in a row?
Yeah. Well, this one I haven't put on the other page because I'm still working on it, but I have the other ones by themselves. And here, again, it's hard because they're so long, it's hard to see them, but you can see the faces. I'll enlarge on the faces of all of them. Yeah, you can almost see all of them. So there's going to be these 4 watches plus the American flag.
Mm-hmm. Can you zoom in that XLARGE logo?
This one?
Now the
This one?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
I think that's it.
All right.
Best.
Great. Thank you guys.
Thanks a lot.